Hey Natty, as you are no doubt aware, this Saturday sees the release of a new generation of Pokemon, Generation 6. And with it comes an entire new array of things to play with within the game. There are a million new Pokemon being released, and a new type. Now, a brief history of Pokemon, which you already know. The brand Pokemon was created in 1996 and is owned by Nintendo, and the games were developed by Game Freak. Pokemon has subsequently become the second most lucrative video games franchise in the world, beaten only by Nintendo's Super Mario. At the end of Generation 5, the grand total of Pokemon stood at 649. This new generation will see the release of maybe 200 or 300 others, who knows. And it also introduces the new aspect of Mega Evolutions. But, no matter how much I like Pokemon as a concept and a game, you can't help but wonder, has Pokemon jumped the shark? Jumping the shark is an idiom created by John Hine that was used to describe the moment in the evolution of a television show where it begins to decline in quality that is beyond recovery, which is usually a particular scene, episode, or aspect of a show in which the writers use some type of gimmick in a desperate attempt to keep viewers' interest. And yes, I was just reading that off my screen. But you're no doubt thinking, Pokemon's already jumped the shark. How can something which has essentially had the same exact format for years and years continue to be new and fresh without jumping the shark and creating new ludicrous ideas? I would argue that Pokemon is pretty much immune to jumping the shark.
No, it isn't.
And has stayed clear of gimmicks by introducing some new awesome features.
Sorry, mate, they're gimmicks.
They're not gimmicks. First, a new type has been introduced.
That's a gimmick.
Now hang on, it does attempt to readdress the balance of power that dragons had over the entire metagame, being that the new fairy type is immune to dragon. And speaking of dragon types, Charizard gets a new evolution. That's right, that Charizard. Yes, that Charizard.
No, that is a gimmick. Charizard's always been a fan favourite, and introducing a new badly designed alternative type with different typing is just pandering to an audience already exists trying to get the original players playing it again who are now in the mid-20s. It's stupid and a gimmick.
No, hang on, it's not just Charizard. Every first generation starter has been issued a new Mega Evolution, along with many other Pokemon in the metagame. We've got Charizard, which has two versions, an X and a Y, one being type Fire and Flying and one being type Dragon and Fire. Blastoise, which keeps its original typing but gets a badass cannon on its back, and Venusaur, which looks kind of exactly the same. And they've introduced the long anticipated third evolution of Mewtwo. Did they call it Mew 3? No, too obvious. Mewtwo X and Mewtwo Y. And with every generation they introduce the new starters, 3 of them in total, one type Fire, one type Water, one type Grass. But it's not just the starters and Mewtwo that get the Mega Evolutions. There's Blaziken and Lucario and Mawile, Ampharos, Kangaskhan, Garchomp. So far released, however the new game promises to have a plethora of others. And anyway, alternative perspective Steve, I don't care what you think, because when the game comes out next week, we will both be playing it. And I will review that game for you, Nathaniel, next week. Take care, buddy.